Hi, everyone. We're just going to go a couple more minutes and let people join. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. We're just going to go a few more minutes. Let some folks join before we start. Thank you.
Hi, Kim. It seems it's also Zoom user again. I'm going to log out and log in again with my name.
Sharon, it's absolutely fine. I recognize that voice. So you're good.
Thank you.
Right.
I will log in again.
Vito's going to fix it for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Vito. I don't know. It never happened before, but it just happened recently.
It's okay because he and I both come up as Brooklyn Tech, so then I have to change.
Okay, thank you.
Is that Tiffany in the waiting room? I see Roberts.
Yeah, I've admitted her, and it's just I don't know. It's just she's going slowly today. Anyway,
Okay.
as soon as Tiffany's in, we'll get started. And Mary said she'll be here in about 10 minutes. All right, Tiffany, are you there?
I'm here.
Oh, great. There she is. All right, great. All right, shall we get started?
Yes.
All right, good evening, everybody. We'd like a motion to get the meeting started, a call to order. Motion, Nadej, thank you. A second.
Second.
Great, thank you. All right, welcome, everybody, and thank you so much for coming on a Wednesday instead of a Thursday. We really appreciate it with parent-teacher conference. We had to make some adjustments, so we appreciate you being here this evening. Have any of you, Vito, do you think you could put the minutes from the October meeting in the chat? They were in Tech Talk as well. I don't know if anyone got to take a look at them. The most important thing that happened at the October meeting was we elected 5 freshman rep who will be here hopefully for the next 4 years, helping out with the PA. They've already helped out at an event already, and we're very grateful to have them. So we'll give Vito a second to get that into the chat. He's having technical difficulties. So talk amongst yourselves. No, I'm kidding. Let me just see if Monique is here yet, because I know she's going to be leaving early. Yes, Monique, while we're waiting, Vito's going to put that and give people a few minutes to read the minutes.
Okay.
Monique, would you like to talk to us about events?
Um, uh, I didn't know it was gonna be first. Okay. All right. I don't have a lot to talk about. I just wanted to remind our parents that we still have about, I think, 4 breakfasts and 2 dinners with the principal left. And we have slots open and available. They're, first come, first serve, of course. And I can share the sign up link for anyone who's interested in signing up. It's usually a really good event. You get like a little bit of a, not really one-on-one, but it's close to one-on-one with 25 other people. To just pose questions and get things, in any questions you have, or, things that you want to hear about in the school that you haven't heard enough detail about, you can find out about it here. And the food's good. I do dinners. I try to get interesting dinner. The breakfasts are always great. Coffee gets you going first thing in the morning. So those are available. And like I said, I'll put the link in the chat. You can look at it, sign up for it, and pick a date out of the remaining dates, and it'll be fine. And then I also would like to encourage our parents to sign up for just volunteering. We have events coming up. I know the Culture Fest is going to be coming up. Lunar New Year is coming up, although we get lots of people volunteering for that. Still, you never know. Might be a headbanger this year. We have our spring gala, as well as a number of other things. We want to do a Black History Month event. We may need parent volunteers. So if you're interested in donating some time, in addition to money, to the PTA to help provide services for our kids, I will also share that link in the chat. And just fill it out. If you have any special skills, languages, share that. If there's a particular thing you're interested in doing, share that as well. And we will see how we can accommodate you. And I will make sure the corresponding committee gets your information and they'll reach out. Thank you.
Thank you, Monique. And for anyone that attends a meeting where there's a possibility that Monique may attend, she will be bringing the most awesome cupcakes that sadly you probably won't get to, because if we have student volunteers, they will grab them before you get to it. But let me tell you, her cupcakes are to die for. And I like to bake, so I'm pretty competitive. She knocks me to the side every time. Her cupcakes are so good.
Thank you.
Tiffany, anything you want to throw in before we head to the next committee?
No, we can go on.
All right. I don't see Ken yet. So Amy, are you here? me
Kim,
check.
I'm here if
Oh, you are there.
if you need me.
All right. Can you share your screen?
I am going to try.
This Ken is our treasurer, and he's going to show you where we are. And if he doesn't beg for money, I'll be happy to do so.
Thank you. Give me a thumbs up if you can see. I'm not a. Okay, cool. So I don't want to take up much of your time, and just quickly, for the month of October, we recorded revenues of $41,000, consisting $37,000 from annual appeal. So a big thank you, and $4,000 from our sponsorship. This brings our year-to-date revenues to slightly above 100,000, which is good news. We have the 6-digit on the books. And moving on, we spent about $9,000 in October. The spending included fundraising costs, mostly credit card fees due to the credit card donation, club funding, college essay, hospitality events, including the breakfast dinner with Mr. Newman that Monique mentioned earlier. And I just want to emphasize that those events are fun. You don't get to do one-on-one with Mr. Newman, but close enough. So we definitely encourage you guys to attend, and not to advertise, but I'll be there this Friday with my partner in crime. And so looking forward to see some of you. And in addition, we replaced the toner for the second time for the printer in the cafeteria, and there's also a different story behind that. And the printer is getting too old, and we are pretty much impossible to find a replacement, but I think our wonderful Amy got things sorted out, and hopefully the printer will be working or is working already in the cafeteria. And last but not least, we also provided financial support to students in financial hardship. And with that, this brings our year-to-date spending to almost $80,000, leaving us a year-to-date net income of $23,000. Which is great news. And our cash reserve at the end of the month was 427,000 at the end of October. So that's pretty much all I need to share. And I'll turn the floor back to Kim and Tiffany, unless you have any questions. And I'll try to stop sharing.
Thanks, Ken. And I believe Lorraine put the link in for donations. And if you haven't donated, and we understand everybody can't, donate $700, but if you can donate, $10, every whatever your family is comfortable with, we really appreciate it, because it goes to all these events. And there's very few schools where your principal will sit down in a group of 25 people and talk to you for 2.5 hours. And answer your questions. It doesn't happen. And he does it time and time again, breakfast and dinners. And then he also sits down and he does snacks with the kids, and they can ask him questions during the day. So your money goes toward those things. Tonight we have a different meeting later on. We do a teacher's wish list for things that the DOE can't provide, and we don't give everything. I mean, if a teacher wanted a trip to Disneyland, we're not going to give them that. But if they're looking for a special book, something that the DOE can't provide, we'll do that. And that's where your money's going, to our freshman event that happened. And the fundraising team will talk about that in a little bit. This is where our money goes. So that's why we need you to give as much as your family can. And we understand there's hardships, but whatever your family is comfortable with, we would be grateful for. Thank you. All right, Sharon, would you like to talk about Lunar New Year?
Yes. Hi, my name is Sharon May. I'm the VP of Diversity Committee. So the Year of the Horse, Lunar New Year, will be held in February 27, 2026. It will be a Friday, and it's the week after the winter break, mid-winter break. And at this moment, we just picked the winner from the t-shirt, the logo design. Congratulations to Ivan, a senior. And next, we are going to work on the Lunar New Year merch. We are going to print the t-shirt, the tote bag as usual, and we are going to post the link for pre-order. So we would like all parents support, like, to purchase it. So the proceeding will go to the PA fund as well. And next, from the beginning of December, we are going to start to sell the tickets for the Lunar New Year. We are going to post to TED Talk, and we are going to post in the website. Thanks, Amy. Amy has been doing the fantastic job in updating the PA website. So we do have the event corner, which you can look for Lunar New Year event. So we are going to post everything there. Yep. So looking forward to see everyone. So please keep an eye on the TED Talk about the Lunar New Year merch pre-orders link, and also the ticket links. So we hope to see all of you in the event. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. At this time, I'd like to circle back to our minutes from our October meeting. The link was there, was also in Tech Talk. I'm looking for a motion to approve our minutes.
Motion to approve. It's Jill.
Thank you, Jill. Second?
Teresa seconds.
Awesome. All right, so the minutes are approved. We can move on from that. At this time, Nadej, would you like to talk a little bit about what's going on with the fundraising committee?
Sure. Teresa lost her voice, so she can't talk today. So first off, we wanted to say thank you for everyone who participated last week in our freshman parent mixer. It was our first one. And we had a wonderful turnout of parents. And we want to say a special thank you to Mr. K, Ms. Ford, and their team members, and also our other presenters. And a special thank you to our NHS students who did a terrific job in setting up and helping us clean up. We haven't forgotten about the other grades. There's more to come. We're focusing on the sophomore parents next. And then just saying thank you to everyone for making this a special event. This next thing up is Spring Gala. So the Spring Gala this year will be on Friday, April 24th, from 6 to 10 p.m. And the theme is totally 80s. And yes, please dress like, your 80s icon called you to come to their party. So what we're looking for is volunteers to help us put baskets together, help us commit some sponsorships, community donations, and finally drivers that could help us with transportation of all of the the stuff that we put together to the site. And so if you are interested, please email us. We created 2 email addresses for
Right.
the event. I'll put that in the chat group. And then we will also be hosting a volunteer Q&A session after Thanksgiving break.
Right.
So if you would like to volunteer, please reach out to Monique, let her know that you wanna volunteer for the gala. And then also you can copy
Okay.
the fundraising email. Okay. And then tickets for the gala will go on sale Friday, January 2nd. And so that's when we will be starting selling tickets. Any questions so far? No? Okay. So the next thing is we also plan on bringing back our pre-order sales for our merchandise, our Brooklyn Tech merchandise. This time around, we will be focusing on the ISO metric design and the no sleep designs. I know some parents were asking to bring those items back. So a special thank you to Sherry again for designing these t-shirts. So we will open orders up. Parents can order online and the students can pick up at school. We will be hosting 2 designated pickup days for these items. Please, 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 please have your kids pick up their items because we were holding on some of the orders for over a month where the kids didn't pick up their stuff. So please, please, please have your kids pick their items up. And that's it. I will put the email addresses in the chat.
Nadaj, do you have the donation form or anything for parents to bring to local businesses? It's one of the questions we just got.
Yes, we can provide that.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. And if you're done, there was also a question for Ken about the suggested donation.
Yes, Tiffany, I'm working on it.
Okay, if you're
It
responding,
takes me
yeah.
some time to type, but I try to come up with an answer that's
Do you
satisfactory.
want to say it publicly? You want
No,
to?
it was my question. Thank you, Ken. I
Yeah,
just know
so
it's because it's just
yeah,
I
yeah,
did the math. I don't know.
no problem. I'll say it on the record. Are we this thing is being recorded, right? So I'll try to be a little bit careful. So my dream is to have a million over, well, put it this way. My dream is to have over $1 million in our banks, like the 3 specialized high school that I mentioned in the first PA meeting, like the one in Lower Manhattan, the one near Lincoln Center, plus the one in Northern Bronx that somebody in this Zoom graduated from not too long ago. However, we're not there. We're not there because of a lot of reasons, and most of our families are in the low income category. So I just want to echo what Kim said, that whatever you can contribute, $10, $25, $50, whatever you're comfortable with, we appreciate every single penny that you can help us. And the fact of the matter is that making a financial contribution is difficult for many of us, especially in New York City. And for the record, we had a participation rate of single digit last year. So hoping to improve that, and that's why the 750 suggested donation amount we didn't pull that from the sky. We would think that with 750 that should be enough to bring us, to balance the budget for the entire school year. Sometimes my math is off. I don't have the crystal ball to see what's coming ahead, but I think, we are on the right track right now. And, I just want to give a shout out to somebody, well, to everybody here. Someone, no name, someone, in addition with another individual, they each contributed $5,000 to the PA. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And, $5,000 is not very, we don't see that very often, but I'm very thrilled, delighted to see that this year. And just as an example, a lot of you know that I was doing this in a school in the Northern Bronx, and one time I saw a 20,000 check, and I called up the PA president there and said, you guys need to make a phone call to this phone number right now to show your appreciation. So anyway, just want to, thank everyone. Whatever you can contribute to us, that's fine. I'm sure Nadej and Teresa would share my sentiment to all of you. But to answer your question, that's the reason why. Sorry for the long answer, but hopefully that's a happy answer to everyone. Any further comments, questions?
Ken, that was great. And Michael, I just want to make sure that you
Yeah.
do understand that yes, if in an ideal world, if we got $750 from 6,000 parents, it would be amazing. And we would lower the amount we're asking for. But that doesn't happen. As Ken said, what we get is such a small participation. And that's why we stand here and we beg every month and we send messages every week in Tech Talk. We don't get that type of participation. Perhaps the school where you came from had great participation. Brooklyn Tech, there's a lot of kids that are in temporary housing. We just don't have that many parents with that kind of money. So that's why we ask, so that the parents that can contribute that amount do. And as we said, that we're very grateful for other parents that contribute $5. If that's what your
Gotcha.
family can do and you feel like you're part of the community, we're great with that.
So
got it. Thank you, thank you.
for $5, you cannot do it through the credit card, but I'll be more than happy to take that $5 and take it to the bank and make a deposit. And just for your reference, the school in the Northern Bronx, their participation rate was in the high teens, still lower than 20%, but they were able to raise, I think they're close to $2 million, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, just for reference, no names, but I think you know who I'm talking about. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Ken. We've still got some time. Amy, are you here? We'd like to have you give a sort of an update on communications. And we also thought, since you and Tiffany, for those of you that are not in any of the WhatsApp chats, we set up a few years back WhatsApp chats for each of the years, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, so that parents could talk amongst themselves about questions that pertain, to their child in that particular year. And it's been great, but we've been having some issues. So I'm going to ask Amy to update you on what she's been doing wonderful things with our website, and then maybe just talk a little bit about that. We're just asking for people to be nice to each other in the chats. That's all. Amy, are you here?
Yes, I am.
And
Hello,
are you a co-host?
everyone.
Can you share your screen?
Sure. Let me see if I can share my screen. So what you see on the screen, let's see, do you see what I'm seeing? So,
Yes.
Hi, everyone. I'm Amy Mack, and I am the co-VP on communications with Sandy. She works on the Tech Talk with Tiffany, and I work on the website. For those who have known about I have been sharing the website quite a bit because we made a lot of changes to the website. Some of you may be getting a lot of information, some may not. I just wanted to point out, we just rolled out a couple of new features on here. One of them is the event corner that includes the Lunar Gala information. So moving forward, you will see a lot of information being pumped through here. We only have been using announcement and sharing and stuff like that. So feel free to click around and please come in here and learn. We will also be including some cultural backgrounds and some zodiac information in here, just to sort of sharing the festivity of our organization, as well as the ticket sale if you scroll down, etc. So please come in here and explore. We included some of the former photos of the event. Our favorite principal is featured very centered in here, and there's quite a bit of photos from all the festivities. So as you probably, if for those that are not new, you'll know this is a sale of events. So, and then those that don't know, come in and at least check it around and get a feel of the event itself. In addition to the Lunar Gala corner, we also put in the Spring Gala. I'm in the process of creating the Fall Festival since that was such a success. We might put some of the materials that we received and that were presented also in here. So for the freshman parents that have attended the events and wanted the slides, had some questions that were answered at the event, Mr. K was so generous to have sent in the answers. So we will likely be putting it into this area as well. So please come and check the website moving forward. And so that's the first. The second thing is, as you know, our group chat, which is the WhatsApp. We get very passionate parents, and I'm sure a lot of parents here also have jumped in and helped out to moderate. So it's not just a site for you guys to get information from PA, but it is very labor intensive, I have to say, for Tiffany and all the other moderators for each of the classes. Just want to make sure like we sort of be nice and just remember on the other side who's moderating the group chats is another parent who's volunteering their time, and just be nice. I know sometimes we get carried away, we get very passionate. I just want to be sensitive to all the parents that have generously volunteered their free time to answer questions. And some of us don't have the answers because your question sometimes deals with school, the structures, and there are actually questions for maybe for Mary and for Mr. Newman. And as PA member, we need to have extra time to go confirm with the principal and with Mary, and just to make sure we give you the right information. The last thing we want is to share information that's incorrect. So that's all I have for now. Thank you, and that'll be all. If you have questions, let me know. I see some questions in the group chat. Are there questions for me, or are there just something? Nope. Okay.
Amy,
That's
Amy,
it.
thank you so much.
The website looks amazing.
It really looks, it looks beautiful, and you and Tiffany, I mean, do a lot with the chats. And for those of you, you know, you've been part of some of these chats where things start to get heated. Sometimes we have to put a pause on the comments to let the temperature cool down, because remember, you know, all of the teachers, I know we get frustrated with teachers. I've got 3 kids go through the school. We get upset, but the protocol is, if you have a problem with a teacher, you need to go to that teacher. And before you go to the assistant principal, you need to document that you spoke to the teacher. If you don't get results, then you go to the assistant principal that handles that subject. If you don't get satisfaction there, then you would speak to Mr. Newman. We have many parents that would like to jump from their student being upset to going to the superintendent. You will not, it doesn't work. You have to go through the proper channels. And most times, I've been through this. As I said, 3 kids where they've had problems with a teacher, or I've had problems. It will be resolved before it even makes it to Mr. Newman. So please, please give that a try before we escalate in the group trying to get a teacher fired because we're angry. You know, take a breath and think about going through the proper channels. And I ask only because I've been angry. I've been just like you. So just give it a thought. That's all I ask. Tiffany? Anything else?
One other thing that we noticed is we get a lot of the same questions, and as long as you're in the chat, you can go to the top and search like keywords, and then your sorry, I muted myself. You can do a keyword search, and basically whatever topic you're looking for, usually the answer has been there. I know some of the I believe it's like a workspace. Some parents and some certain group chats have a workspace, so all the information is written down. And of course, a lot of the information is on the website, on whether it's the tech website or the PA website, in the email. So please try your best. I know it's a lot of information, the daily announcements, the weekly tech talks. Try your best just to skim through them because a lot of the information is there.
Thank you. And one of the mention that Tiffany, I want to mention is we know that parent teacher conference is tomorrow and Friday. For those of us that waited too long to get a spot and the teachers, their schedules are full, you can email the teacher. They will make time for you. It might be next week. It's totally fine, but just you should reach out and talk to your teacher in case there's any concerns. If there is a big concern, they should reach out to you. But if you didn't get a schedule with the teacher you wanted, just email them and they should be able to accommodate you maybe next week. All right, quickly before Ms. Bonilla is here, the AP of English, right before we get to her, Lorraine, if you're here, is there anything you'd like, would you like to mention the teacher wish list or Letterly, anything before we move to Ms. Bonilla?
We haven't gotten any update with the Letterly yet. Regarding the teacher's wish list, we just got Mr. Newman's file that he reviewed. We're actually gonna review the teacher's wish list within PA right after this meeting to start purchasing the items that the teacher asked for and we all approved. So that's why we talking about the donation before. All your donation we have budgeted part of the donation spending on the teacher's wish list where we are purchase items for the teacher from books or scanners, computers, or even though for the lab stuff. So please do donate if you can. Thank you.
Thank you, Lorraine. All right, so at this time, we are very grateful to have Ms. Bonilla. She's the AP of English. She stuck around. I think she's still at school to talk to us. Ms. Bonilla, you should be a co-host. You should be able to share your screen. Thank you so much for being here this evening.
Yeah, pleasure. Hi, Tech PA. As Kim said, my name is Jess Rhodes Bonilla, and I'm the assistant principal of English, and the library is also just a part of my universe as well. Thank you so much for inviting me to your meeting tonight. And I was asked to share just a little bit about our English program at Brooklyn Tech, and I would be so happy to do that. Let me just move over to share my screen. Okay. All right. Kim, can you see my slide? Hold on.
Yes, we can see. Go.
Okay, thank you so much. All right. All right. So, let me come over here. Just to kind of give you the big picture here. We certainly are a STEAM school, but your students will have an English class every semester that they are here. And this is a New York State graduation requirement. And so English will actually be a very steady and consistent part of your students' education while they're here at Brooklyn Tech. There is no major that's associated with our department. I often am fielding questions from prospective students and students that arrive here and families just thinking about, well, what are the majors that might be a match for my humanities-minded student? And certainly there are a few, but there isn't one that specifically, there's not a literature major here at Tech. Many of our humanities-minded students, they might go to the media major or social science research or law and society, and certainly the skills that are taught in our department prepare them for that advanced work in those majors. Each year that your student is at Tech, they'll have more or less like more options in English than they had the year before. All of our students start in the same 9th grade English class. It's a double period class, and it flips with the DDP. And regardless of the English classes that your students might have taken in 8th grade, or regardless of whether they took and passed the English Regents in middle school, all of our students have this one common experience, this double period class that flips with DDP. And I'll tell you a little bit more about the flavor of each year in a moment. In 10th grade, most of our students are in a world literature class. In 11th grade, there starts to be more choices. Half of our students are in an American literature class and half in an AP Lang class. And in their senior year, it's still a graduation requirement. It's still a core credit, but we offer our students a lot of options that we call senior selectives. And I'll lay some of those out for you in a moment. In each of these courses, students will explore literary studies. They will engage in critical analysis, argument writing, personal reflection, creative writing, research and discussion, and presentation skills. So certainly we are reading books along the way, and we are studying literature, but it really is a curriculum that comprises English language arts. So there are other types of activities and skills that we're fostering in our students as well. Within our classes, for the ones that are more literary minded, there will often be a mix of text that the teacher has chosen, and there's a really strong practice of book clubs and literary circles and independent reading throughout the department as well. So we hope that we are helping your students just cultivate a personal reading practice. And that they are reading for pleasure and enjoyment and out of curiosity, as well as books that maybe we have chosen and that we are assigning that are a requirement for everyone. So in terms of the curriculum and sort of the sequence that your students will move through, I've labeled these by classes because we are making a shift in where the English Regents exam falls. So there's, I'll sort of point out where different cohorts might have a different timetable for that. But this shows you what the different options are by year, and a little bit about what those classes focus on. In the 9th grade with our current class of 2029, they will be a group. We're moving up the English Regents by 1 semester. So those students will be prepared by their 9th and 10th grade teachers to take the English Regents in June of their 10th grade. And that Regents score, it's our students are very well prepared for it by the time they take it. If your student happens to have taken it in 8th grade, then they have what they need for graduation. They do not have to take it over again if they don't want. If there's a reason, if they don't have an 85 or above, I would encourage them to retake it. But if they're comfortable with their score, then that has been checked off. Their classmates will take it and they don't have to retake. In 10th grade, those students, the class of 2028, they're still on track to take the English Regents in January of their junior year. And the students in this year, the vast majority of them are in a world literature class, but we do have a couple of sections of a class called AP Capstone Seminar that 9th graders apply to in the spring. And this is a very fast-paced course, and it opens up a possibility for doing an extensive AP Capstone research class in the 12th grade. So it's a 2-class sequence, and it's just a couple of sections in the 10th grade. But if research and argument writing and sort of world issues are something that your student is very passionate about, then they should be on the lookout to put in that application in the spring of their freshman year. In 11th grade, our current class of 2027, they will take the ELA Regents. They'll take that exam in January. It's sort of the off season for most of them. It will be the only Regents that they take during that exam period. And our students, about half of them are in a regular American literature class, and about half of them are taking an AP English language and composition class that focuses on rhetorical analysis. It tends to have readings that are shorter, more nonfiction, and just a lot of focus on rhetoric and argument writing. Our 12th grade, that's where we have a lineup of senior selectives, and I didn't even list them all here. They wouldn't even fit on the slide. There's about a dozen of them, but this is a moment for your student to just to choose a class that focuses on some kind of literature or theme or type of writing that they're really interested in. And we do a pretty good job of matching the number of courses that we run with what each senior cohort requests. We try really hard to get them to their first choice, but we have courses like journalism, drama, creative writing. Our newest one is a graphic novels course that's happening for the first time this year. We have a film and literature course. We have one that focuses on the genre of mystery, horror, and the supernatural. And there's one more, actually there are two more AP options. There's AP English Literature for students who want to do more advanced work in that area. And for students that took AP Capstone Seminar as 10th graders and are interested in really doing a high-level independent research project that takes up the entire year, there is an AP Capstone research class as well that they could culminate with. So that's a little bit about the sequence through the 4 years. And lastly, just outside of our English classes, we really want to encourage our students to be writers and creators. And so there's two opportunities that your students have to write for our community. We have a school newspaper. It's published in print and online. It's called The Survey. And it is a class that students can take more than once. And so starting in 10th grade, students can become a part of the class, and the leadership of our school newspaper tends to be students who have sort of come up through the ranks and have taken this elective class multiple times. They get elective credit for it. But also really importantly, you don't, if your program is full or you're for some reason blocked out of the class, any student can be a part of our after school survey staff, and their journalism and their work can be published right along with the students that are in the class. And the advisor for that is Mr. Tom Wentworth. So if you're interested in connecting your student to that activity, it's easy to find him on the directory. And I'd also just be happy to connect your student with him if that is of interest. We also have it's a really beautiful community of students, and it's a very beautiful publication that comes out both online and then always a glorious print edition at the end of the year. We have a literary journal called Horizons, and that's there's no class associated with it. It has not just creative writing, but so much amazing visual art that is a part of this publication as well. And students can be a part of the editorial staff and the layout staff, as well as be contributing creatives to this showcase for our writers and our artists. And the advisor for that publication is Ms. Goodrum, who is a part of the English department. So again, if that sounds like something that your young person would want to be a part of, they can join those after school meetings. They can reach out to Ms. Goodrum to find out more, or to me, and I can connect them. And that is what I have prepared for you tonight. And I'd be happy to take questions or whatever the moderators might have had.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Bonilla. I'm sure we're going to have some questions. If you have a question, could you please put it in the chat? And you do have a great variety of classes. My kids have taken all different senior classes. It's great. This will be something if we don't any questions? There we go. Are the advanced level English classes acceptable to students in all majors?
Yeah. So if by advanced you mean the AP classes, then the short answer is yes, but your student would be weighing all the selections of AP classes that they were interested in and really prioritizing the 3 or fewer that they wanted to go for. So nobody, there are grade requirements for the AP Lang and the AP Lit class. AP Lang students have to have an English, a cumulative English average of 90 or above, and for AP Lit 85 or above. But if your student has that average and this is one of the AP classes that they would like to be in, that, you know, that's in the 3 that they will be capped at, then all majors are welcome. And we always have brilliant humanities students and English students that are coming from the whole range of majors. I see another question about the minimum amount of books per ELA class that students are required to read. So there's not a quick number on this. It can depend on which course students are in. And also just sort of the individual teacher's apportionment of units. Most students are going to read between 3 and 5 class texts with their teachers, and that could be, it could be novels, it could be plays, it could be sets of essays, it could be many different genres. But there are classes that might have fewer because of the nature of the class. Like our journalism class, for example, won't have as many full-length books. Even our AP Lang class, there's a lot of shorter works that are a part of that curriculum. So it's many more essays and excerpts than whole books in that class. But in general, if it's, you know, if it's the main 9th grade, 10th grade, or 11th grade American Lit class, the number is probably between 3 and 5. And there might be additional books that your students read through book clubs, literary circles, and independent reading. Is the English Regents for class of 2028 set for junior year in January? Can we opt to take the June ELA Regents in this case with the class of 2029? The date is set and we prepare them by cohort. So your student will be best prepared by just taking it. There's no advantage to taking it earlier. It doesn't give them access to any other course at Tech. And just in terms of preparation and logistics, there's just no reason to take it earlier. So I would ask that your student just stay with their course, with when their cohort is taking it. I got a shout out for a freshman English teacher. That's wonderful to hear. Are any books read grade wide, or do teachers have discretion over which books they assign? So there is no one set of books that each grade level teaches. Our book room is vast. We have like a pretty complicated system of sharing books as well among classes, and we're huge readers and we're always adding to our book room as well. So there is no one set of books, and there's one exception to there's one exception and one grade that will all read the same book. For our 9th grade, we have an initiative that's in its 3rd year, and we just voted on changing its name this afternoon. A committee of teachers and students did this. In the past, it was called Speak for All, and we're about to change it to Speaking Volumes. But essentially, our 9th grade, they will vote on one book to read as a cohort, and a committee of students and teachers and librarians will we design a special set of discussion questions and activities that all of our 9th graders participate in their English class right at the start of the spring semester. So that book that our students vote on in 9th grade, that is the one book that the whole cohort will read all together. Otherwise, there will be a lot of variety. Hold on, I think I got to scroll up in the chat a bit. Are there any current partnerships or programs with outside organizations that the English department has upcoming or ongoing? We have a partnership with some drama organizations, and students in our drama classes are really have access to some amazing Broadway performances in their senior year. And that can, on occasion, when we have a bandwidth, it's a very generous grant from our Alumni Association that helps us with this. Sometimes other grade levels can participate as well, just depending on how all the money and the tickets work out. We have great neighbors in the neighborhood. The Center for Fiction is like a 5-minute walk from Brooklyn Tech, and they have been fantastic about setting us up with author visits and sets of books for our students. There's a great city program called Lambda Literary that brings LGBTQ writers, that the actual writers interact with our students with a book that they've published recently. And so teachers can choose to apply for that. We've had some really, really amazing writers coming through our classrooms and just talking about their experiences as writers, as getting published, as well as the content of their books. So that's another program that we have. And then we're very connected with other library systems as sources of professional development for our teachers and connections with other author visits and writing programs. So I would say those are some of the main partnerships that we have. But if there's any parent that's out there that has connections in the literary world or the journalism world or anything else that you think is relevant to our ELA program, I would always be happy to talk further and hear about that. I'm going down, I'm reading Dale's comment. Wonderful. We got a shout out for Persepolis, one of the books that some of our 10th grade class reads, a graphic novel. Do students learn how to write personal reflection essays? That's a great question, and they do. There's some personal creative writing and personal narrative writing that's embedded in each year. And one sort of contribution that our department we make to our students and to the community is both our junior year teachers and our senior year teachers work with students on personal statements and college essays and help support that process. So that's not the end all and be all, but it is like a really important moment for our students when they're, really trying to write for a particular audience and towards a particular goal. But that's not the first moment that we're doing personal narrative writing with them. They will have opportunities in each year to build their voice on the page and just to explore things creatively and personally in that type of writing. So yes, we write critical essays, and yes, we have research and presentations. Yes, our students are preparing to say brilliant things in seminars, and there's also space for them to have this personal writing and creative writing as well. For the June Regents question, is this a case? Oh, I'm not sure if that question is for me. I think maybe that was one parent communicating with another, but if I missed something, you can put something else in the chat. The American Literature elective. Yeah, so the 11th grade year is the course is works of American literature, that it's also mixed in with all the other sort of registers of English language arts. So if there's a particular goal, it's a familiarity with some of the compelling and beautiful texts that have come out of our national canon, and the goals aren't so different than the other years. There's definitely a little bit more just kind of polishing up and making sure our students in the fall semester are comfortable and exposed to the different types of writing tasks that will be on the English Regents. The ELA Regents, it's a very skills-based exam that only tests our students on kind of like one portion of all the things that our classes do, but there's also like no one set of students don't have to have read one set of literature or one set of text to do well on that exam. And I think
that's it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Ms. Bonilla, as always, thank you so much. Very informative. You helped us understand the curriculum, from freshman to senior. We really appreciate it. And if anyone has any additional questions, I know Ms. Bonilla checks her emails constantly. Sandra, a question if there's anything else. But we really appreciate you taking the time to be with us tonight.
Yeah,
thank you.
No problem. And I just want to voice my thank you to you all. Thank you for your wonderful young people and all that you do to support them at home. We know that our apples come from very strong trees, so thank you for that. And the wish list means so much to my teachers and my department, so thank you for just coming up with those funds to help us do exciting things in our classroom and to make sure that our students are challenged and cared for. So I appreciate your time this evening. Thank you for inviting me, PA, and I wish you all a wonderful night.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Bonilla. Thank you for being here. Get home safely.
Thank you.
She's the late AP. She's stuck at school, so get home safely.
You are all welcome to stop by.
Thank you.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Good
Good night.
night. All right, Mr. Newman, are you still here?
I am.
Thank you.
No problem at all. So I just wanted to highlight just a couple things coming up in the next few days. Tomorrow, as you probably know, are parent-teacher conferences, and Friday as well. We will be having a half day Friday, which is periods 1 through 5, but those are full classes. So they will be full 41-minute classes, periods 1 through 5, period 1 starting. I will send this out tomorrow, maybe tonight, but it is period 1, I'm sorry, starts at the same time period 1 normally starts, and we just go through periods 1 through 5 at literally the same exact times that they normally meet. But then the day is over after 5th period for students, and then parent-teacher conferences begin at 12:30. And that's it. I think 12:30 or 12:50. I don't know. Mary, you'd know better than me. I should know that. And that's that. That's on Friday I'm talking about. And then tomorrow, parent-teacher conferences obviously start at 5:30. These are opportunities for you to really, if you haven't already, open up a dialogue with a teacher. You're not going to get, these conferences are rather short. It's advisable to come with some information, like how your kid is doing, looking at their grades, which you should be able to view first thing tomorrow morning. And having some questions of how can my child improve, or some questions about what you see in the grade book. But it is a good entry point to engage in a larger conversation. And so don't feel like just because parent-teacher conferences are tomorrow and Friday, that you can't follow up that short conversation with teachers on any given day. I will tell you that teachers have time in their day to do parent outreach, and don't feel like you're impeding on their time. If you have anything you need to reach out for them or want to set up a meeting, a Zoom meeting, or come in person, they surely have time to do that during each and every day. So yeah, so don't feel slighted that the parent-teacher conference meetings are rather short. As I said, it's an entry point to a larger conversation. So yeah. Okay, I think that's all I have to say about parent-teacher conferences. Then the week after, obviously a short week, Wednesday being the day before Thanksgiving. No after-school activities on that Wednesday. Matter of fact, there's no after-school activities tomorrow either for parent-teacher conferences. So all the teachers can get home to engage in those conferences starting at 5:30. So that's all I have for the short term. Questions? You got any? I see none. Thank you. Somebody posted the bell schedule straight out of our website. Any questions? Dale, you're asking the times for parent-teacher conferences. The times for the bell schedule or parent-teacher conferences. The conferences on are 5:30. What are they? Till 8 o'clock tomorrow, something like that, and Friday from 12:50, not 12:30, 12:50 to 2:50. And then the bell schedule is first period, first through fifth period on Friday, the same exact times they normally meet. And just ending at the fifth period. And then we'll make it up in the spring when we do parent-teacher conferences. The Friday we'll have a schedule 6 through 10, full classes. So it's important to point out that they're full classes. I don't want students to skip it just because it's a half day. Each of these classes are not abbreviated class, they're a full 41-minute classes. All right, all right, all right. Okay. No more questions about anything under the sun?
Wow.
Oh,
Oh,
something.
there you go.
Can students hang out on Friday after school? No. So everything's canceled as well there. Most teachers are gonna scurry home at after their classes end so they can conduct conferences at home, especially being a Friday. Wait, the full play is Friday, this Friday?
Hi,
Jess?
I stuck around. The fall play, yeah, is Friday. So students it's showing tonight. You guys missed it. It's a wrap. Friday will be its second showing and also on Saturday.
All right, look at that. So I guess somewhat yes, but I will say hanging out after school on Friday is not that's not going to work out so well. Many people will be gone, and that's that. And the ones who stay will be conducting conferences from school. So yeah, barring the play, I would say no. Okay. Yeah, it's today too. There you go. I should know these things. Um, okay. Um, all right. Any other questions? All right. Dale, you're asking me philosophical questions. What most brings me joy is the principal. Of course, your students, your kids. And so, very often, I go, I don't know. There are some days that I feel like I never get out of my office and see children, and then surely when I'm having a bad day, and I'm notorious for this, I just walk out, maybe just stroll into a classroom, and those are my happy places. So not only seeing children, but especially seeing children learn, seeing great lessons taught by our unbelievably skilled teachers, and see, students in classrooms doing their thing. I know that sounds like cheesy, but that's my happy place, and that's what it's all about. And so, every decision that we make administratively is to help facilitate the magic that happens in the classroom. And so going into the classroom and seeing the magic happen is that's what it's all about. And so that's why we all do what we do. So that's sounds a little bit cheesy, but that is the honest truth. All right. I don't know about parent-teacher conferences, just that Mary's answering that. I don't see any more questions.
No, and those of us, again, I said the same thing. I didn't set up my parent-teacher conference. My daughter was sick, so I thought, what's the point? And so just email the teacher. They will set something up with you. It might not be this week. It'll be next week, but they will talk to you.
Yep.
And yes, I know it sounds cheesy, but Mr. Newman, the time you spend with the kids and the parents, answering all these questions means a lot to all of them. Thank you.
I mean, I can't tell you how much we need to be partners in this whole thing. And so all the times that we speak during dinners, breakfasts here, and it helps that partnership. It helps me to see things from your perspective. I guess it helps you to see a little bit of things from my perspective, but it forms that bond. So if you're not reinforcing what we're trying to do in school, and I'm not reinforcing, like we're not working together, it's not going to work. And so we really need to partner on this. And so
Exactly. And parents, Mr. Newman does listen, and I don't love you all the time, but it wasn't this June, it was the June before. And a parent's like, our kids have got all these regents in middle school, which my kids didn't have. But these kids, like, they were so far ahead, and they're like, can't we have AP Bio as a freshman class? And that was in June. And in September, he had that set up for the kids. So he doesn't make all wishes come true. But if you have questions and concerns, just talk to him. And if it's something that's possible that will benefit the kids, he'll try and do it. I think we have two more. Okay, you're a prince. I got that. Okay. I think we're good.
All right. Ken, on Friday, I'm going to accidentally bump into the table and that thing's falling apart. So, sacrilege.
And Mary, you've been really helpful. Thank you so much. Mary Hune, our parent coordinator, she's been answering questions so that Principal Newman doesn't have to. And thank you so much, Mary, for she gets your emails, she gets to them, and she responds to every single one. Try not to send too many, but she does answer them.
It does.
Tiffany, Mr. Newman,
You can
thank
send
you.
as many as you want. I get them. So,
You get them.
but look on the website first.
Yes. Tiffany, any other questions?
I just wanted to clarify, was it released when the report cards would be on just My Schools app?
I think you might start seeing some already. I believe that they're live. So in perfect, like, real transparency, teachers are entering them today. This is like the last day to get in grades for teachers. They have all the way up until midnight, and then the system cuts out. So I actually think that as a teacher like puts it in, you could see it like live. So you might see some grades populated already. And then but I don't think it takes any time to roll. So I do not suggest waiting up to midnight to go see those last grades. I surely don't suggest any teachers, putting them in at 11:59. And so so that's that. But yeah, I mean, you'll wake up in the morning, the grades will all be there. That definitely is the truth. But you might see some grades even now. How is not having phones in class working out for teachers? I think it's working out great. I mean, I will tell you that when teachers want phones to be utilized in class, teachers direct students to take out their phones and they use them for beneficial reasons and then put them right away. So that's working out, and it's always been that way. I gotta say that, like no commentary on positive, negative of students not using phones for most of the time, but this was not a huge problem, right? This was not a huge problem in our community, that it was rampant, that kids were like texting and on their phones in the hallways, in the cafeteria, not socializing, yes, but in classes being disrespectful and utilizing their phones, not really so much. And so I don't think it's having really a huge impact in class. What I do see is a huge impact on socialization of kids and what's going on in the cafeteria, and they're not like walking into walls in the hallway. And I see massive benefits in that way.
Any other questions for Mr. Newman? Mr. Newman, thank you so much for being here. Mary, thank you so much for being here. We'll see you next month.
Yep. Have a great evening, everyone.
All right. All right. Tiffany, is there anything else before I'm looking at our posted meeting is for December 18th virtual. Is that, Tiffany, any changes to that?
I think that one's good, but we may have to change spring meeting dates.
Yeah, we'll let everybody know, but right now, the next few months are virtual. But right now it's scheduled for December 18th, but obviously check Tech Talk and we will let you know, if that's confirmed or if we have any changes. Does anybody else from the board have anything to add before we adjourn?
Yes, there's one more thing. I forgot to mention our Amazon wish list for the
thank you.
gala. So we will be sending that out as also. So if anybody would like to contribute, we'd really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Nadej, because yes, that helps us make all the baskets for the gala. So when you're shopping for Black Friday for yourselves, or for those of us that are shopping for their children that just got a job and are moving away and we're very upset, look for Brooklyn Tech as well. That's what I'll be doing. So please, take a look at that. Thank you, Nadej, and thank you, Teresa. I know you can't talk. I know you're there, but thank you both so much for everything you've done. Tiffany, anything else?
I think that's it.
All right, can we get a motion to adjourn? Thank you. And Teresa's our second and Amy's our third. Thank you, everybody, so much for taking time out tonight to meet with us. Again, our meeting is on December 18th, and